Clare were hoping for a repeat of the performance which saw them beat Limerick in the previous round. The commentator today was Ger Canning, assisted by Jimmy Barry Murphy.
Cork are in the fortunate position of being able to call on Tony O'Sullivan to fill the left half forward berth following his decision to reconsider early retirement. Another man who considered hanging up his hurley is Kevin Hennessy, but he's back also for his 40th championship match and plays today on the edge of the small rectangle. But missing is Teddy McCarthy, out with a virus. John Fitzgibbon is a most able replacement. Cathal Casey has badly bruised shoulder ligaments, but he starts. The full Cork team shows the return of Timmy Kelleher back after completing a 1-month suspension. Picked at left half back, thus releasing Brian Corcoran to wing back. And significantly, Pat Buckley remains on the 40 after an excellent showing against Wexford in the second replay. A difficult afternoon for these fans to contend with, a damp afternoon here at the Limerick Gaelic grounds. Gerald Loughlin, as expected, starts for Clare at top of the left. There was hardly an option after his match-winning performance against Limerick. That was on a day when Cyril Lyons also proved a match winner, hitting 2 goals and 4 points from limited opportunities. The rest of the Clare team is unchanged from that which beat the Shannonsiders in the opening round. On that occasion, Clare introduced 6 championship newcomers, and with the exception of the unfortunately injured Alan Neville, all came through with flying colours, while experienced heads such as Anthony Daly and John O'Connell gave the team driving leadership. Cork winning the toss, and they'll play from right to left in this first half. And the referee crossing provinces and keeping with recent practices, it's Pat Delaney of Laois who takes charge. So in these very damp conditions, it's going to be a real level this afternoon as Cathal Casey starts the match up towards Ger Manley's corner. Manley getting onto it straight away, first scoring chance for the Cork man, and he's put it over the bar after just about 20 seconds. That's a very encouraging start for Ger Manley, for Cork to take an instant lead. Young David Fitzgerald here, who's the son of the county secretary in Clare, Pat Fitzgerald. This one is targeted down towards Stephen Sheedy. Jim Cashman just gets a stick to it first. Cathal Casey goes up over the falling body of Owen Cleary, back on his feet again. Corcoran. John O'Connell waiting for the ball to come to him. Timmy Kelleher. Over Brian Lohan's head. Easy one for Anthony Daly. Declan Tobin lobbing it in. Cyril Lyons out there. Will he provide a handful this afternoon, or prove a handful for Sean O'Gorman? This is the Sparrow, Gerald Loughlin, looking for an equalising score, and he puts it over the bar. That's a great start. Gerald Loughlin just getting the better of John Considine and firing over the equaliser.
Well, it's a very good play here by Gerard O'Loughlin, who was a super sub against Limerick when he came in during the game, and steps inside Jim Cashman there and scores a lovely point from different angle.
Ger Cunningham pucking it out. Little or no breeze around this afternoon, but very damp conditions as Cathal Casey collides with John Fitzgibbon. Tobin without the stick, but he gifts it. Hand passed inside here to Cathal Casey, who seeks to put Cork in front again. Well, 3 attacks, 3 points, 2 of them for Cork. Casey goes into this match, who was a real doubt.
Good play here by Pat Buckley, who spots Cathal Casey loose inside him, and that's 3 lovely points we've had to play in this game so far.
And Michael O'Brien there in the centre, the team coach, alongside Gerald McCarthy as the team trainer. So Pat Markham, well able to hit a long ball, curling towards the left towards Gerald Loughlin. John Considine having to knuckle down, getting some assistance now from Sean O'Gorman. Leaving the ball behind, however, Brian Corcoran in trouble. And getting away from 2 Clare forwards. Good clearance away to the wings. Declan Tobin, the Clare player involved. John Fitzgibbon still operating on the right half forward position. John Chaplin. Lovely cut across. Coming and making a fine save. That was a wonderful sideline cut. Owen Cleary in there fouling Dennis Walsh. Well, it's a great skilled sideline cutting, and we've seen a lot of evidence of it in top matches recently. Carl Casey is a renowned expert, so too John Chaplin.
Well, this is a very dangerous situation here for the Cork defence. A beautiful sideline cut, particularly in these conditions. The ball is greasy, and you see a Cork defender coming across Ger Cunningham here. That's a brilliant save by Ger. Keeps his eye on the ball and gets it away quickly.
Aim towards Stephen Sheedy. You'd expect a big performance from him this afternoon. He was excellent against Limerick, but Jim Cashman has settled down well. Shawnee McCarthy towards Barry Egan against Lohan. It runs on. Pat Buckley coming into the breach. It's 2 points to 1 in Cork's favour, and you can now make that 3. Pat Buckley's first score. The points all coming from play. That was a fine score.
Yeah, high dropping ball here from Barry Egan into the cornerback, and it's knocked away. And Pat Buckley, like any good centre forward, is watching for the break and play. Picks it up one-handed, dodges inside the defender, spots the opening, and scores a very good point off his left hand.
Again aimed down there between centre forward and centre back. Shawnee McCarthy latching onto this one towards Barry Egan. Getting support from John Russell, but Egan's still there, causing a problem. Pat Markham trying to guide it away from Carl Casey, but Casey is winning it. Buckley's just ahead of him, firing it in. And significantly, John Fitzgibbon was coming in there, top of the left, having moved in from right half forward. John O'Connell crossing the 65-metre line, knocked in towards Gerald Loughlin, trying to steal in behind John Considine and kept his eye on the ball all the way. A real pile-up, fired in. Cunningham making the save, making it look fairly routine. John Russell coming racing out for that one, colliding with Tommy O'Sullivan. Declan Tobin firing it back in towards Cyril Lyons. Cyril Loughlin really fired up for this match. And to show that it was no flash in the pan a couple of weeks ago against Limerick. It comes back out towards Jamesy O'Connell. Haven't seen much of the action so far. Blocked down by Brian Corcoran. Wasn't quite sure where it went. Back to Jamesy. Jamesy, tight angle, and just a little bit too tight. Second wide for Clare. Cyril Loughlin was wide a little earlier on. Fitzgibbon still operating on the right wing. Here he is now, looking for a score. Perhaps he'd be better off in nearer to goal. Len Gaynor there in the centre of the Clare group of mentors. And O'Connor just nearest to us. Tim Crow there as well. Stephen Sheedy trying to break it down for John O'Connell for a Clare side trailing by 3 points to 1. And the umpire waving that one wide as well. So that's 3 wides now for Clare against 2 for Cork on this wretched afternoon, indeed a wretched weekend weather-wise. Midsummer, more like the monsoon season. One-handed John Russell trying to keep Pat Buckley away from the Conor Casey, not showing any ill effects from the shoulder injury that very nearly kept him out of this match. Referee has signalled that it's going to be a free into Cork. There were some complaints from the Clare players. I've noticed in football matches lately that the 13-metre penalty, bringing the ball nearer to goal, has been in operation quite a bit, but not on this occasion. Barry Egan making it look fairly simple. His first point coming from a free, and that's the first of the points to come from a place ball. The victors here, of course, will have a date with Tip, beginning of July, as Shawnee McCarthy batted that one down. Brian Corcoran staying back, minding the house. This is a 6th position for him in the last 12 months of this Cork team, right half back. John Maroney held. Referee having a quick word with John Fitzgibbon. John Chaplin. Another mighty one by Chaplin. Gerald Loughlin trying to keep the ball in play, but breaking it down only for the Cork number 2, John Considine, to come and take it. Taking it out of danger. Watching it all the way over there. Gathered nicely by Declan Tobin. Is this a better one? Yes. Declan Tobin, the midfielder, gets a second Clare point, and there are 2 between them. 15 minutes gone in the first half.
Yeah, again, kick clearance here by John Considine, doesn't get any good distance into it, and Declan Tobin reads the play well. Steps aside his man, and Clare aren't getting much change out of the Cork full backline, so Declan, I think, opted for what is a difficult shot, but strikes it very well, and it's a first-class point.
Again, it's Tony O'Sullivan trying to make some headway from the centre of the field. Spooning it outside there for Pat Buckley. John Fitzgibbon calling for it, has it. Touching it across towards Germanley. Great pass, lightly cut out by Anthony Daly. Cork made some good headway, but this is a good full back this afternoon, indeed all season. Clare with a point to prove this afternoon. They were well beaten a couple of league matches with Cork in recent times, but this is the championship and it really matters. Tony O'Sullivan low inside towards Germanley, and Manley has blazed it wide.
Yes, well, Tony O'Sullivan actually mishits the ball here, and often best goal chances come from balls that are mishit because it takes the defender unawares. It's certainly Bank and Germanley to bury that in the back of the net.
And the switch we were talking about and anticipating earlier on has been made. Barry Egan comes to right half forward, and John Fitzgibbon, not unexpectedly, is top of the left. And it's the man at top of the right at the other end who is the most significant now, and that's gone across the face of the goal. It's a great save by Ger Cunningham from Jim McInerney. McInerney is disappointed, but Cunningham produced the reflex save. It goes for a 65.
Well, great catch by Jim McInerney over Timmy Keller, and races inside. Really should have buried this, but strikes it straight at Ger Cunningham, and a brilliant reflex save by Cunningham. Well, Ger, that was certainly a brilliant save. He's so big, Ger. He always stands up, never turns away from the player coming through, and he's some performer.
He's a brave goalkeeper. And has to make another save. Not as flamboyantly on this occasion. Must have seen it late. There were so many faces in front of him. In the conditions today, that was a tricky one.
I suppose the only thing you could say about Jim McInerney there, Jeff, when he was going through, I think it's always preferable to try and keep the ball low and don't give the keeper the option of getting his hurling to it, and Ger just stood up nice and big there, and maybe if Jim had kept it nice and low, would have skidded off the ground.
John Chaplin going for a point this time, but the tall frame of Cunningham is in there, and the goal is going to count, I think. It does. Clare get a goal. Ger Cunningham put under great pressure. Cyril Lyons maybe the one who touched it over the line. We'll see in the replay in just a second, but Clare have got in front.
Well, Clare will feel justice was done after Ger's brilliant save prior to that. In these conditions, there's always a chance the goalkeeper will drop the ball. And here you see Ger has it in his hand, but just drops it, and the Clare corner forward comes in and knocks into the net.
I think it was Jim McInerney who got that last touch.
Yes, indeed. I think Jim has certainly feel he has atoned for the miss earlier, Ger.
Absolutely. So Clare go in front, and the game, we expect at this stage, should begin to come to something approaching life. Cyril Lyons. Now, so often after goals, teams come and get points. Clare's fourth wide.
Yes, indeed. And there's always a chance in these conditions, Ger. That's why corner forward should always follow in. And Ger, when he seemed to have the ball safe, probably because it's so greasy, just fell out of his hand.
Here comes Barry Egan now in his new position of right half forward, and he has levelled up the match. Egan gets the second point, the first from play. Clare 1-2, Cork 5 points.
Yeah, again, Barry Egan now switching to the half forward line. This is what he's so good at, getting the ball in loose play. Strikes a lovely point. None of these chances are easy today in these conditions in particular. That's a lovely score.
There's very good Clare support here this afternoon, not as many from Cork, I think. I think they're anticipating a place in this year's Munster final. Will Clare deny them? That's John Russell making the clearance. Timmy Kelleher under it at left corner back. Leaves it behind, pressurised by Owen Cleary. Jim McInerney, the goal scorer, firing in the ammunition towards Ger O'Loughlin. O'Loughlin against John Considine. Considine trying to take it away from trouble. Hand passing it outside, he's given it away to Cyril Lyons, bearing it on goal again. And that's gone over the bar. But the referee has blown his whistle, and I think it's going to be a free out for Cork. point does not count.
Yeah, we're lucky for John Constantine here, who's slipping, actually gathers the ball and recovers his feet quite well. But under a bit of pressure, he just hand passes it out, doesn't look where it's going, and straight to certain lines. And certain, I think, quite right, the referee feels he overcarried the ball. 5 steps there straight away, and the referee quite right there to free out.
John Russell, centre half back, down towards Jamesy O'Connor. And the wild pull there across Jamesy O'Connor is going to result in a Clare free just outside the Cork 65-metre line. And 11 minutes to go to half-time. John Chaplin looking to give Clare the lead again. And it's again gone in, but it doesn't count. The referee says no goal. Cyril Lyons had whipped onto it, but clearly the referee felt that there was a square ball, and the goal doesn't count.
Well, again, it's one of these goals where it's difficult to decide where the players are in the square before the ball comes. That's true. We can't be in the square before the ball. Cyril Lyons doesn't seem to be in the square to me there, and that seems a harsh decision.
I'd say, if anything, he was just about on the line or perhaps outside, and Clare can certainly feel hard done by that looked a valid goal. But they're pressurising now, and they've gained a lot of confidence following that goal, and the chop down there by Jim Cashman is going to be penalised. Corker making his way back, but it was Jim Cashman who in fact was the player involved.
Well, it's always difficult to judge these situations on the edge of the square for the referees in particular. It's difficult to see the line across the square from here, certainly, but you know, when the player is following the ball into her, it can be very, very difficult. I think it's hard for the slow goal like that.
In the wet today, the line has just been wiped away. Brian Corcoran backs to the wall situation for the Cork team, who were lording it for the first 15 minutes, but Clare have gained in confidence, and Cork win the free out. Foul on Dennis Walsh. Paul O'Callaghan has been introduced into the Cork team. Paul can play in a number of positions, and it's Timmy Kelleher who's coming off. He picked up an injury, and in the restructuring, it's Paul O'Callaghan who's going to go up to left half forward, and Tony O'Sullivan has gone to midfield alongside Cathal Casey. Timmy Kelleher goes off. Shorty McCarthy becomes the new wing back.
Well, Clare certainly have had their chances in the last 5 minutes, and what has amazed me is that they've been striking from very difficult angles where they might be better employed in the conditions. When they get possession in the half forward, they let the ball in nice and low and try and give their inside forward a chance.
Casey takes it up somehow, and again a combination of John Russell and Declan Tobin preventing Cork getting an easy chance, but Tony O'Sullivan keeping up the pressure across towards Germanley's corner. Paul O'Callaghan calling for it, but it's broken up there by John Russell, and it's Declan Tobin who lifts the siege once again. And the pressure is on the Cork backs once again. But Clare will have to be taking a fair share of their chances if they're to emerge from this contest with victory. Real stalemate piling up there about 22 metres outside, and the referee racing in. And I think he's going to throw the ball in. Cyril Lyons against Jim Cashman. Once again, it's worth repeating that the conditions are very bad indeed. Much more akin to National League conditions than the Championship. But it's all a bit of a lottery, as I think I said earlier. Shawny McCarthy now at wing back fires it forward where John Russell is gaining in confidence. The centre of Clare's half-back line, and he's put it over the bar. And the Banner County goes in front again. John Russell from Éire Óg in Ennis, the point scorer.
Yes, this is very good play by John Russell, the centre-back. As I said a while ago, Clare have had a succession of wides, and quite bad wides at times, but this is a first-class score from a long way up by John Russell, showing the forwards there how to do things, and just gets inside the post.
Only 2 minutes left in the first half. Brian Lohan breaks it down to Anthony Daly, who's been absolutely magnificent for Clare this afternoon. John O'Connell dropping it the first time, and straight into the challenge from Cathal Casey, gets it again. Brian Corcoran out there to deny Jim McInerney. It's got the makings of what should be a fascinating second half. It'll need heart and commitment to emerge with victory from Limerick. Jamesy O'Connor, Cathal Casey standing his ground, whipping it forward towards Kevin Hennessy, trying to get the better of the Clare goal back. It's Fitzgibbon, and he's tied up the match again. In nearer the goal is where John Fitzgibbon is so effective.
Well, this is what Fitzgibbon is so good at, getting the ball under pressure here, and despite 2 or 3 defenders around him, scores a lovely point with his left hand.
Well, there's no significant wind factor, so it's the same for the two teams, and they go in at half-time level. John Fitzgibbon's final point there. Cork coming back strongly in the last 5 minutes. They went out of it for about 15. After that goal by Jim McInerney after 21 minutes, and at half-time, it's Clare 1 goal and 3 points, Cork 6
It's our heritage.